fuck it up. Like, you should keep your other one.
Yeah?
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. You think they have one here?
We'll go to Shinrarta and buy one.
That's another peeve, is you can't fucking haul modules around. What if I want to do a whole batch of multi-cannons?
Yeah, I would like to be able to put a multi-cannon in my cargo hold, considering it has a weight. Like, I should be able to...
You can do like Eve, disassemble it, put it, package it in crates, fucking throw it.
That'll eventually show up in this game, I think. It's just, there's no way it won't.
I don't know, man. From what I've read, he seemed very determined to minimize the ability of anybody to ever take advantage of anyone in this game for any reason whatsoever. That includes minimizing player interactions as much as possible.
But it's an MMO. That's stupid. You can keep people from manipulating each other in an MMO without minimizing player interactions. Look at, like, World of Warcraft.
I don't know. Braben doesn't seem to think so, I guess.
Well,
I mean,
we all know that Braben isn't really the smartest guy.
Yeah, like I said, he strikes me as kind of a Care Bear, and I actually actively disrespect Care Bears, like, in my heart and souls. I think they ruin gaming.
I mean, anything in any extremes can be bad, in my opinion.
I don't disagree with that statement, but in general, I feel like, just like I feel like consoles, when you have to make a multi-platform game, I feel like consoles ruin the experience for PC users.
I mean, yes, but you could say the same thing.
So it's the same thing. I feel like PvEers. Well, let me rephrase. PvEers who were like, I'll play solo or I'll play on a private group rather than even risk accidentally getting shot. Like I read Mobius and I literally wanted to puke.
No, fuck
those people. Ruin fucking gaming. Like they straight ruin gaming.
That's different. What I was talking about is when you say like Care Bears and like people that aren't interested in fighting but they just want a PvE, but they'll still play it open. That's a Care Bear. Like what you're talking about.
Okay, well we're defining.
What you're talking about is a form dad. That's different.
Okay, we come from gaming universes that label them differently. That's fine. I'd never heard the term form dad till the other day.
Well, go on the forums and you'll see it.
From that, I've always considered a Care Bear because to me, Care Bear is meant as an insult. So I'm not trying to insult people who are just chilling in the game.
Yeah, well, the majority of PvEers are like, I feel like a lot of the people that do like primarily PvE and are in big PvE groups, if the game changed so that it supported the same kind of Discord groups in game, perhaps even like a Discord integration thing, which games have done, and then it decided, hey, everybody plays in open now. That would be fine for many people, right? Like, many people that just PvE wouldn't give a shit. A lot of the people that do power play stuff wouldn't give a shit. People like the Hut Truckers, all those people wouldn't care. But where it becomes a problem is when you get these people on the forums that think, I feel like player ships should just not be able to hurt each other. Like,
that's stupid.
No, fuck them. That's... You're in the wrong goddamn game. Like, that's just dumb.
Can you believe there used to be Eve?
What?
There used to be players like that in Eve, but they got ridiculed so much. I don't think anyone feels that way who plays Eve anymore.
Maybe the ones that are here are the same people.
Might be.
Jesus.
Like I said, it bothers me a little to say it, but I mean, this game could definitely do a little bit of Eve influence on it. Like I said, I think most games could because Eve masters fucking player interaction. If Eve were in first person, I'd play it ever, and I still log in and play it. It's just I'm on hiatus right now.
My problem with Eve is that I just don't think it's
actually
fun.
quit. Yeah, no one ever actually quits Eve. Like all these people talk about, oh, if I lost my entire 2 years it took to build up our space and shit, we all lost it in the war, I would quit. People in fucking Eve do it again.
I've never played Eve.
It's a part-time job. Some people made it a full-time job. I was in a corporation with this guy who lost a marriage over it and was like, I'd rather have Eve.
Wow. Are you fucking serious? Holy shit.
Yeah, here's another one. I know a guy who started playing a year after release, and he couldn't speak a lick of English, and now he's fluent in fucking English. He's Swede.
He just learned it.
Yep, I know a kid who started out at the beginning of high school and got into trading, and he was learning how to do it and ended up going into accounting at university. Graduated university as an accountant for his corporation now.
Nice.
And you can actually...
That's what I call fucking player interaction.
Yeah, and you can actually make big use of an account propaganda. If you ever go to the EVE forums, you'll see hundreds of propaganda videos and all kinds of shit recruitment videos, and it's the most amazing community ever in the world of gaming, ever.
Yes, it is. I don't know. My big problem with EVE has never been like the community. I've always thought it was fascinating. Actually, I wrote some reports on EVE in high school.
Nice.
But like I wrote a report for my economics class in high school based on that was the economics of MMOs, and it was all about the economics in EVE. But
shit, that you could do PhD work on that.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm like, I am not scratching at all. Like it's like a 15-page essay, and it just like didn't.
That's
tell
amazing,
me.
dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick that you did that.
Anyways, so, but what happened is that like I had to play the game to like study this kind of stuff, right? And EVE was one of those things where I thought the player interaction was absolutely incredible and fascinating, but the game was so dull. Like, it just, the way EVE plays, I can't. It's just so boring. Like, that's nothing against the actual game, because it's one of those games where it's not the game that makes the game good, right? Like,
it's the meta.
Yeah, it's the meta, and it's the player base, and it's the way it supports the player interaction. But, like...
Agreed.
Well, yeah, and there's, like, all this incredible shit that can happen, but... My point is that when I played it, I was just like, there's too much, I feel like I'm playing a spreadsheet simulator. It feels like a 4K game, right? Like there's too much clicking, too many drop-down menus. I don't feel like I'm in control of what's happening.
And that's why I'm in Elite right now.
Yeah, Elite is literally the exact opposite, where it's like, the fact that the way that the player interaction in this game run could be had papers written about it because it's so bad. Like, what not to do. But, at the same time, and like, there's all sorts of problems. Like, the crime and punishment system is kind of a meme-y way of like, trying to fix a problem that doesn't exist. All of these things where it's taking out money exploits to enforce a cash wall that doesn't need to be there. All of this stuff that's going on is just dumb. But we keep playing anyways because of just how good the flight model is. And that's it. Right?
Or at least in my case, how much fun it is.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the flight model is why it's fun. That's why it's fun.
It is. I give you that. It is fun.
Like, you had your first wing fight, like, 3 days
Dude,
ago?
that was a lot of fun.
I told you.
I mean, I was flying an F-16, even with FA off, but I mean, it doesn't really matter because it's still a lot of fun. And that, you know, I didn't choose this game for realism, or I'd be very disappointed. But it's still more realistic than most of this shit out there. Oh,
absolutely. See, the thing is that the flight model is the least realistic thing about Elite Dangerous. Where Elite really excels in realism is when you start getting into the astroscientifics of it. It's actually extremely accurate when it comes to the scientific aspect of the game.
Honestly, I'd be happy with the model if they would just fix the well, I say fix and get rid of speed.
Well, all the sounds that you hear, you can't really hear the sounds. Like, there's no sounds.
Well, there's a reason behind that, actually. It's
and in space, you can hear sounds if their vibrations transfer directly.
Yeah, like if something physically strikes your ship, you can hear it. But the reason for that is because your ship and your helmet actually have speakers in them that use a computer to simulate the systems around it, so that you don't get disoriented. It's the same reason that your ship flies like an F-16 is to keep the pilot from getting disoriented. Because it makes more logical sense, because your brain isn't designed to function in 3 dimensions to the same degree.
In 1,000 years? You'll be surprised.
Hey man, I didn't come up with it, but that's like the official lore, so...
Yeah, it's not. He's not saying that's necessarily accurate.
That's their explanation.
Accurate as they can.
It's
in
the books.
It's the lore.
Like, that's literally in the books how it works.
Yeah.
And the ships having speed limits apparently is a safety feature. Air quotes.
I mean, and I get that, like, because, you know, a human can only sustain so many Gs, but then I thought these were hollow me's and...
No, they're actually people. That was stupid. Like, kind of retcon that out. It's actually you. How it works is
That's what I thought.
Have you ever played, like, Bioshock?
Yeah.
You know the Vita chambers from Bioshock? Works like that.
That from Mass Effect.
Your ship basically can, your ship, and by consequence other ships, one of the things the chair does is that it can take scans of your brainwaves and measure the exact molecular makeup of your body at any given time, and then transfer that information using a kind of thing that basically uses quantum entanglement to communicate from point A to point B, so it's instantaneous.
Right.
So when you die,
yeah.
when your ship is blowing up, what it does is it scans your body and your brainwaves, sends you to the last station you were at. Your ship is 3D printed, and you're 3D printed along inside it, and boom, you didn't die.
Oh, that's essentially,
Telepresence
what
and
Eve
fighters
does.
work exactly the same way, actually. Basically, when you telepresence somebody, the body that you are occupying in the ship, is left dormant, essentially, and it moves your brainwaves to a new body that constructs at the new ship, and when you leave, that body is then deconstructed and you're put back.
Yeah, there's a few good television shows, sci-fi shows that use that mechanism too, and it's what kind of, in essence, what Eve uses as well.
Eve has like that cloning thing, right?
But it essentially is the same thing as what you're saying. It has, they don't say it by name, but the only way you can do it is so you've got quantum entanglement. As soon as your pod gets breached, it scans your brain, sends it to your last clone, and you pop up in a new clone.
Yep. But it does that with fighters too. That's why fighter pilots actually sound stressed when the fighter gets blown up, even though they're sitting in your ship, is because they're telepresenced into the fighters, so from their perspective, they're physically in that fighter when that is happening.
Yeah, that would suck.
And the reason that the game does this is because advanced artificial intelligence of any kind is outlawed, pretty much. So you can't have AIs doing pretty much anything in Elite Dangerous.
Right, yeah, I read that on the forum somewhere, that because someone was bitching about why the ships fly the way they do. And they're like, well, in the lore, this is why. That's why we still have pilots.
Well, it's because Terminator happened.
Yeah, that's actually what I read on the
basically what
forums.
Terminator happened, so now everyone's like, they don't even let you do like bots. Like bots are not a thing in Elite Dangerous. They're super duper fucking illegal. Like not even sentient AI, like basic AI is illegal. Now, like, that probably hindered humanity's progress a fair bit, but, you know.
Well, I mean, look, this is like, in my imagination, this is 200 years from now, not 1,200 years from now, in terms of the technology.
Well, the reason for
but
that
that's
is
okay,
probably
because there's good lore behind it.
Well, I mean,
It's
Earth
believable.
also experienced a nuclear war, so that didn't help either.
Exactly. Yeah, there's good lore. I like that.
There was a big-ass fucking nuclear war, and then after the nuclear war, the side that lost fucked off into a generation ship, and that became the Empire, pretty much.
Oh, no shit, huh?
Yep, Earth got nuked to crap. And so that group of people spent a few hundred years in space, and Earth spent a few hundred years rebuilding, so then they kind of started over. And then the Empire came up with FDL technology first, came over there, they got into another war, it got reverse engineered, and, you know.
That's cool. I like the lore.
Thargoids
It's got
happened,
good
and then
lore.
Thargoids went away, and then it got classified, and then, you know.
I didn't know any of that. That's cool.
Motherfucker. Just got stuck in the geometry again.
So then you can make like video cutscene storylines and shit like that.
They started to. They have a cutscene that talks about like some of the stuff that Ram Ta does, where it's like you have some rando pilot somehow 1v1ing a Medusa and a chieftain, but then she like talks on the phone with Ram Ta, and he talks about some stuff. And also the Galnet news radio is a good way of is good too, because it talks about some of this stuff as well.
Yeah, but the video you're talking about was like outside of the game.
I mean, yes, many of the game's lore videos are outside of the game. That's one of Elite's problems, is that too many game things are outside of the game.
I'm surprised that I've been comparing the beginning of this game on release and where it's at now. I'm surprised at the lack of development on it over such a long period of time. It's
Tell
like
me
that
about
really.
it.
What? Do they have a team of 3 working on it?
It feels like it, but no. It's because they put so many resources into the visuals and sound. One of the big reasons it's like that.
Visuals and sound are good, but they could probably do with working on some other elements.
The
if they wanna
visuals are
keep
quite
players like
good.
me
The
long
sound
term.
is absolutely top-notch.
Yeah, I like the sound.
I've never played a game with sound design as good as this one. Also, they do aggressive future-proofing. Like, apparently this game runs in 8K.
That's why they don't have an anti-alias thing in it. They're just like, nope, soon enough, we won't need to worry about it.
Pretty much. Well, it's like, oh, it runs in 8K, and also they put so much effort into making it run in VR and things like that. Like, this game is really future-proofed, which is why I'm like, even though so many things about it annoy me, I'll still give it time, because I feel like once this technology start being readily available, I think that Elite will really take off once the resources are put somewhere else.
My only concern with that is a lot of the development decisions are philosophical based, like player interaction and stuff, and unless they change their core philosophy about the game, none of that's going to improve.
I think that'll change once they start realizing the problems that it's creating, which it is. And they're slowly figuring it out. Hence, like, why they're backtracking on stuff they said they wouldn't do. They're now doing it. Wing missions.
Can you give?
They said they
examples?
would never do.
I'm not quizzing you. I'm just curious.
They said that they would never ever do wing missions. They did wing missions, right? They also said they would never ever do multi-crew. They did multi-crew.
Are they planning on trying to basically keep their player base for when Star Citizen comes out?
I don't know what the fuck they're doing. And also,
because
when Star Citizen comes out, good meme.
Yeah, no shit.
Good
Very
meme
good
right
meme.
there.
Really good meme.
Good meme.
Best meme.
Good when Star Citizen comes out. It's like, oh well, it comes out a day after Half-Life 3.
Alright. But when it comes out.
Yeah.
If it comes out. Actually, I think they have enough money if they had to. They could just brute force the game.
But they won't, because
what I
they're
was telling
making
Bill
way
about.
more money by teasing people. That's the thing. At least Braben has demonstrated that he somewhat cares about the integrity of his game, even if he's a chimp, right? Like, he's not totally just Jewing people out.
I'm with you. I'm not 100%.
He's only like 30% Jewing people out, right?
Yeah. See, I think Chris Roberts, maybe he's only 30%.
Fuck
He's
no,
got a vision
dude.
that he's
Fuck
sticking to,
no.
but we'll see.
Fuck
We'll
no.
see.
There's so much insider shit on that company. Oh my god. It's like the Trump presidency if it developed video games. It's terrible.
See, I haven't heard any of that. I don't know anything about that stuff.
You should go read about it, because it's like, apparently like some super scandalous shit happens in there.
Well, I tried to, and I couldn't really find anything on Star Citizen. I've been trying to research a lot of, because I've been basically wanting to play Eve in first person with dogfighting. And actually, real quick, just kind of a tangent, my ideal game would be a game where each ship has a different command level. So like small ships, you're a dogfighter. Mid-sized ships, it's like maybe like flying the Anaconda. And then large ships, you have a helm. I mean, you're like on a deck and you have a helmsman and you're controlling it more like Eve style. But anyway,
so
I
what you're
wanted to
talking,
play.
what I think would be pretty cool, sorry to sidetrack you here,
Go,
is that
no, I did it first.
I like
Go ahead.
that idea, but like for fighters, it's like the way that the fighters work now, right? Where it's kind of done through multi-crew, and then you have like mid-tier ships which are like dogfighting, which is what the game is currently, and then you take what you're doing, which is for larger ships, and that's kind of like Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Exactly, yeah. And you know how they have modules in Eve, right? You remember? And they have them in this game too. Well, a module class, which could be like interface. And so if you're saying a command ship, you know, you can be a commander in Eve and have a command ship. You could add modules that give you better data, better, you know, lift fog of war, for access to information to make better decisions.
Yeah. The problem
Things like
with that
that.
is that requires a player base.
I know, that's what I'm saying. This game has so much potential. Because
They're
they
getting
could
better.
do it.
They
I
could.
think so. Yeah, from what you said, they are. I'd definitely be
Apparently
interested
they're
in
gonna
hearing more
do
about
apparently they're gonna do
stuff.
player group command carriers. That's something that they said they would also never do, and now they're doing it.
Why would they say they would never do these things in the
Because
past? These
they're
are all good
okay.
ideas.
So here's what's happening. So David Braben is an experienced game designer, but Elite Dangerous is the first multiplayer game that company has ever made, right?
Fair. I've looked at their roster. Yeah, I see that. That's true. Freelancer though.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of multiplayer.
Not really. Not in the same way.
Okay.
Freelancer
No,
was never designed to encourage player interaction like an MMO should be. Elite is at its core an MMO. And Braben...
Are you sure Braben feels that way? Because I got the
I
distinct
think
impression he feels it's a single-player game at its heart.
He thought that. That's the thing, is that he was for a very long time under the impression that it supporting multiplayer did not make it a multiplayer game. However, when you have a game where the core mode allows players to interact with each other, that game is now innately multiplayer. Elite Dangerous
I agree
is
with that
innately a
statement, for sure.
multiplayer game. And Braben, I think, is slowly figuring that out. I don't know if he's doing it willingly.
So you basically think he's kind of okay? I see the benefits
I
of
think he's
multiplayer now.
slowly starting to understand it. He's like, just their sales pitch. You can usually tell these things about companies by how they want to make money. So, by his sales movement towards microtransactions, that's really when I started to realize, I'm like, I think he's getting it. Slowly. I think he's slowly figuring out what this game is. Right? Because that sort of stuff would not matter if you're playing single player. Like, no one cares about that shit. Like ship skins and stuff like that. No one cares about that in single player. Especially not enough to pay money for it.
Yeah, it's true.
The fact that you take something
to show it off.
Exactly.
That's valid.
Like, think of a game. Think of a single-player only game with no multiplayer support at all that allows cosmetic microtransactions. That worked.
Apparently, he wanted to allow you to buy guns and shit at first. I read that on the forum. The community didn't like it. As a whole, was just completely outraged.
Well, that's because pay to win.
Exactly. Fuck pay to win. Which is actually one of my biggest concerns with Star Citizen is that
Oh, Star Citizen is already pay to win. What are you talking about?
I don't know enough about it to say that. Like, I just don't know.
There are better variants of ships that you can only buy with real money that are exactly the same as the other ships of their same class, but have better stats.
Cops.
Well, a lot depends on whether he sticks to what he said about not doing that in release or not.
Imagine Elite Dangerous, but you could buy permanent premium ammo. That's what Star Citizen does, essentially.
Here.
What?
I bought a new power plant.
Yeah?
Fully armored monsters. Max.
Does it work? Was I wrong?
Max. Yes, you are wrong.
Oh, how much does it give you?
29.64.
Whoa! What is the stat bonus on Monstered again?
I don't know, but it's good.
5%?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I thought it was like 3%.
It's because most other things are 3%.
Whoopsie. My bad,
Nah, I
Smoker.
didn't want to go overcharged. This is exactly what I wanted. So now retracted and employed. Deployed. I'm at 29.05. Like it's perfect.
Nice, nice.
Fucking perfect, bro.
Also, the heat efficiency kind of counteracts the heat inefficiency from Monstered. So really, you're just gaining integrity and power for free. Because,
Yep.
you know, Armored is balanced. That
Yep.
shit needs a nerf. I think that Armored is OP. It is OP. You get too many stats and there's no drawbacks to it.
Wait.
Oh no, 20% weight. What a fucking tragedy. My 40-ton power plant is now 48 tons.
Yo, Sticks, what you doing right now, bro? Sticks.
Six is kill.
Sticks.
You don't sound like he's there.
Sticks to Earth. Earth to Sticks.
Putin is trying to talk to you, Sticks. Answer or he'll put you in the gulag.
Oh god. Alright, so now I got a message from another fucking